What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about 14 weird facts about Norway. That's right, Norway, you're weird, and I want to learn all the weird stuff about Norway. But honestly, the fact that Norway is so incredibly unique and so very different than the United States is one of my favorite things about Norway, actually. And weird is one word you could use. You could say these are interesting facts, unique things about Norway, strange, weird stuff to an American like me, but so fun and educational to learn about. So I have no idea what these facts are going to be, but they're going to be very Norwegian, and I am very excited. So, without any further ado, let's take a look. Number one, when someone publishes a new book in Norway and it passes quality control, Art Council Norway buys 1,000 copies of it to distribute to libraries, or 1,550 copies if it's a children's book. Wow! This is fantastic. I didn't know. This is like another Norwegian sort of social public program to what? Promote authors? I guess like this is fantastic. And the fact that it distributes them to libraries, and if it's a children's book, this is such a nice thing. America should do this. This is so great. The idea is that it keeps many publishers alive. Yeah, right. And supports writers while they're still working on building their careers. This is so great. Like, if there's any reason to have a public service program, like one that promotes and keeps authors and writers in business and able to work and write, and especially children's books, it's all just fantastic. I love that as a public program. In addition to this, books are also exempted from Norway's value-added tax. So Norway is just really promoting Norwegian authors and books and keeping people writing and putting them in libraries. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. I didn't know about that. That doesn't surprise me, though. Norway has so many great public policies and public support programs like that. That fits right in, kinda. That's great. Okay, number two. Norway's oil fund is worth over $1 trillion. Yep. There's a picture of an oil rig, or over $1 trillion. That is insane. However, the country only spends 3% of the fund per year because they are saving it for the next generation. Wow. Norway out there looking out for the next generation of Norwegians. I mean, the whole idea of the oil fund, the $1 trillion oil fund, is really this whole project based around looking out for Norway's future. And it's so awesome. What a fantastic use of Norway's oil money. And apparently it's worked out incredibly well. So Norway does spend like 3% of it. I mean, 3% of $1 trillion. I mean, that's still like $30 billion budget a year. Like, 3% of the budget is a lot of money, still, when it's $1 trillion. But good that they're saving 97% of it, and it's still growing. That is awesome. That must make Norwegians feel so secure in their future of Norway as a country, I guess, huh? Okay, number three. Svalbard is the only visa-free zone in the world. That means anybody can live and work there indefinitely no matter the country of citizenship. So does that mean there's actually like all sorts of people from all around the world living in Svalbard? Visa-free zone. I would never have thought something like that could even exist. What kind of people, what kind of people actually move to Svalbard? Like, I have to say, that's the really northern, very cold, there's polar bears. I don't know what kind of life situation you're in when you want to move to Svalbard, but heck, it's not for me to judge. But that is interesting. So people all over the world Like if you're trying to find a home and you have no home, you can move to Svalbard. You don't even need a visa. That's very unique. Number 4, in 2013, former Prime Minister of Norway, Jens Stoltenberg, went incognito as a taxi driver in Oslo. This is another thing I love about Norway. Like, the royalty is really down to earth, the king is down to earth, even the prime minister is doing like fun little gags pretending to be a taxi driver. According to him, he did so to hear from real Norwegian voters and taxis, where one of the few places where people shared their true views. Oh, was this like a comedy thing, or was this actually for Jens Stoltenberg to get to talk to some normal Norwegian, common Norwegian people and get their opinion? Wouldn't they just notice that he's driving the car though and like recognize him? Is this on video? I kind of want to see this if this is on video. But it's very the whole idea is very fun. Like no US president would do something like this. Like this is actually so down to earth and fun, like actually interacting with normal people. It's awesome. I love that about Norway's politicians and royalty. I really like that. Number 5, in Halden prison, its guards are encouraged to interact with inmates by playing sports, eating, and doing other types of activities. Oh, so it's encouraged that the actual guards build a relationship with the prisoners. Now, I know Norwegian prisons are famously known for being like super humanitarian, very, very great treatment of the prisoners, really great rehabilitation of prisoners. I didn't know about this kind of relationship between the guards and prisoners. It is believed to prevent aggression from both sides and create a sense of family. Okay, okay. While the prison is in maximum security, all of its 10 square meter cells have a flat screen TV. Oh my gosh, like this is just talk about different than the United States. This is as different as it gets. Its cells have flat screen TVs, a toilet, shower, and fluffy towels. Oh my god, I've seen jokes about how people would rather live in a Norwegian prison than some of the apartments in America. And that makes it sound true. I mean, it's great. I get it. It's like about rehabilitation and respect between prisoners and guards, but that seems like such a Norwegian thing, and like it wouldn't really work in America because the prisoners would probably try to take advantage of that relationship and twist it for their own gain, unfortunately. It would take a very long time to implement something like the Norwegian prison system, but it's very, very cool to look at from an American's point of view, the Norwegian prison system. Number 6, in Norway, people use the term Texas as slang for crazy. What? I have never heard that. Is that true? Norwegians use Texas as like it means crazy? I mean, Texans have their own personality in America, don't get me wrong, but to mean crazy. According to Daniel Gusfrey Imes, head of advisory service of Language Council of Norway, it became part of the language when people started watching cowboy films and reading such literature. The genre was extremely popular in Norway. A lot of it featured Texas. Yeah, cowboys in Texas, exactly. So the word became a symbol of something lawless and without control. Texas. Texas is a slang term in Norway. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. That's great. Okay, what else do we have? Number 7. The income and wealth of all Norway's residents are on the public record. Wow, really? The income of all Norwegians is just public knowledge. I actually that's a really respectable level of transparency. So you can look up how much like government officials make, how much everyone makes. It's just public record. That is Americans have a very, very tough time being comfortable. Americans are very uncomfortable sharing information like salary and pay. Americans really won't do that at all. So this is very unique, very transparent. The idea behind the concept is that tax evasion becomes more difficult to achieve. Oh, this is just to stop tax crime. Is that a problem in Norway? Tax evasion? This is to stop tax evasion. It's not necessarily for out of the goodness of your heart to just be transparent. That makes sense. Someone who records a low income but drives an expensive car becomes suspicious. Okay. Okay. It's to stop crime. I didn't see that at all. Okay, that makes sense. Number 8, Norwegians are crazy about tacos. I know this one. This is the first one I have heard of. Taco Friday, right? In America, we have Taco Tuesday. Norwegians love tacos. That is so random. Trust me, Americans have no idea how much Norwegians like tacos. That is so random. Even though only introduced to Norway in the 90s, the dish became extremely popular by Norwegians. In fact, it became so popular that even Taco Fridays, Taco Fridag, became something to celebrate, right? Tacos. That's so fantastic. I never knew tacos existed in Norway. Like, that is awesome. Number 9, Norway has one of the world's strictest advertising guidelines. In the same year, 2007, Norway's customer ombudsman targeted automakers who made claims that their cars were green or environmentally friendly. Cars cannot do anything good for the environment except less damage to others. So what is this? We ask that phrases such as environmentally friendly, green, and clean, or similar descriptions not be used in marketing cars. So has to do with Norway's sort of dedication to renewable energy, electric cars, and really green natural energy. I love that about Norway, that Norway is so devoted to that mission of saving the planet. That is so fantastic, and coming up with renewable energy. So basically, it's illegal in Norway to advertise a combustion car, a gas car, as environmentally friendly. You just can't do that. That makes sense. It's in alignment with like how much Norway is shifted towards electric cars and renewable green energy. That's interesting. Marketing on cars. I never knew that. Number 10, slow TV, or a long coverage of seemingly mundane and ordinary events, is quite popular in Norway. Is this actually popular? Slow TV? Like watching a train driving in the snow for hours on a TV show? Is that actually popular in Norway? Slow TV? The national broadcaster NRK has regularly shown programs such as a 376-hour boat voyage. That would take like so many weeks to show that voyage. 60 hours of choirs, 12 hours of knitting. Knitting! Do people actually like this? I mean, it's cool. I could see where there would be an audience for this who like relaxing videos, maybe while they're relaxing in the evening or relaxing before bed. There's a whole channel dedicated to it in Norway. I think this could be popular in America. I don't know. The first slow TV show was the program Bergensbanen, minute-by-minute train journey across southern Norway, which showed a 7-hour train journey from Bergen to Oslo. Yeah, slow TV. That is very Norwegian. It somehow really fits in with like the Norwegian culture. Norwegians are like patient enough to like actually appreciate that sort of thing. I actually don't know if Americans would be able to sit still and appreciate it, but some would. I still think some Americans would like that. It's a very fun idea, slow TV. Number 11, for tax purposes, Stripping counts as an art form. Okay. A Norwegian appeals court has ruled that striptease is an art form and should be exempt from tax. That's honestly really, really like nice treatment of some of Norway's, you know, uh, working women, you could say, who are working as strippers. Like, and the Norwegian government wants them to not have to pay taxes. Like, okay, fair enough. I don't see any problem with that. Number 12. Due to the polar bear threat in Svalbard, an island 2,000 kilometers north of Oslo, anyone traveling outside the settlements must be equipped with the appropriate means of frightening and chasing off polar bears. I have heard of Svalbard. I learned about Svalbard. This is just craziness. That there's literally somewhere where if you walk outside your home or outside of the settlement, you have to be ready to combat polar bears. That sounds made up. The governor recommends people carry firearms. Yeah! I mean, apparently, this is very serious. Like, I have heard this. People need to be armed and ready to fight polar bears. That must mean it's, like, been a problem. People have gotten killed by polar bears, I think. So it's actually pretty serious. It's just, the furthest thing that an American ever has to worry about. Number 13. Norwegians used to have a car brand named Troll. Really? That is awesome. A car brand named Troll, and it's Norwegian. Very fitting. Only 5 cars were ever made by Troll, and they're in museums. The Troll was in production between 1956 and 1958, made in a factory. They made 5 cars by Troll. I wish that that brand had survived. It would be really cool to have a successful car brand named Troll. And Norwegian as well. That'd be awesome, actually. They'd probably be electric now, huh? Oh, that'd be so cool. All right, and finally, number 14. In Norway, Easter is sometimes referred to as Paskekrim, Easter crime. During the holiday, almost everyone reads crime novels, watches true crime shows, and reads special crime-related literary supplements. This is by far the strangest, most random thing about Norway I have ever heard, right up there with the 1-month graduation celebration, Russ, for high schoolers, is this. The obsession with crime in Easter in Norway. Is there a reason for this? The tradition began when 2 young Norwegian authors, Nordahl Grieg and Niels Lai, came up with an idea to write a crime bestseller. Together with their publisher, on the Sunday before Easter, they launched an ad campaign in which the book's title, Bergen Train Looted in the Night, got the top spot. This is how it all started, huh? The realistic ad, which many confused with a real robbery, received an overwhelming amount of attention, and the novel became a huge success. People thought this was real. Many consider this novel to be the first Easter crime and very origin of the tradition. Yes, Bjarne Busset, information manager at the Norwegian publishing house, told the media, wow, it all started because of a Norwegian crime novel that kind of accidentally went super popular during Easter. It was released during Easter. Who releases a crime novel during Easter? Well, they did, and it started a whole craze in Norway that is honestly pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Like crime, learning and reading about crime during Easter. That is, that's one of the most unique things, one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. Coming back to the title of this video, weird things, weird facts about Norway. That is a weird fact. And with that, there you have it. That is the end. And I very, very, very much enjoyed these weird facts about Norway. I love learning about random facts about Norway. It's just unending, unlimited entertainment. Norway is doing so many cool things, so many unique things that I never get tired of learning about. And learning about many of these topics today was very interesting. I had not ever heard about many of these before. Very, very cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.